OMG, what a messy kitchen. Well, we'll have to clean this up. Today we're going to use a dishwasher. I'm going to show you guys how to use the dishwasher. Using the dishwasher is a little bit easier than washing by hand. You don't have to do quite as much prep. See, there are a couple things already in, and you can see they're dirty, so we'll just leave them in there. So, when you're sticking silverware in the dishwasher, you want to stick similar utensils in different pockets. The reason is, if I stick these spoons in the same pocket, they might nestle together like this, and then the water doesn't get between them very well. And if I have 3 or 4 spoons stacked up, they're just not going to get very clean. But if I put them next to a knife, they're not going to do that. So I'm going to put similar utensils into different pockets. Here's another spoon, here's a fork. Some dishwashers have a rack across the top of your silverware tray, and those ones, the rack, it's got separate holes for the handles to stick down into. That will keep your silverware separated. Now, once you run out of slots, I've got still more spoons, so I'm just gonna be careful with these and make sure I lean them away from the spoons that are already in and put them with different sizes. That keeps all my silverware available for the hot water that's going to spray all over them. A dishwasher never scrubs your dishes, it just sprays them with hot water, and that's how it cleans. Now for the plates, this amount of food scraps on a plate is fine in a dishwasher. It heats the water very hot and melts the food. A lot of dishwashers also have down in the bottom, there's that little trap down there, but there's also a mini garbage disposal down there that will grind up any food scraps that go down it. I'm gonna spread these ones out a little bit because I know I have some more big plates that will go behind. They are over here. Now, this kind of food scrap cannot go into the dishwasher. So these will either go into the garbage or into the compost. Paper towels with food on them, those are considered compost as well. Another big plate, another knife. Some more silverware. If you have some salsa or something, just shake into the sink. We'll clean that up in a minute. As you can see, this has a fair amount of stuff, but you don't have to rinse. The dishwasher will take care of that. It's just the big chunks of food that you need to throw away. If you can scrape it off into the garbage, then do that. See how that one's flipped over and nestled up against another one? I'm going to turn it. Here's some more big pieces of food. If you don't have a dishwasher, I'm going to do another video and show you how to do dishes by hand in your sink. Now here's another thing. This is really big, so I didn't want to put it in front of these. If I put this up here like this in front of these little ones, they're not going to get any water. Same thing over here. If I put it right here in front of the dish silverware, it's going to block all the water from spraying onto the silverware. So this I'm going to put against this wall. The big plates are over here. I don't have the big plates here either because they act like a shield. Okay, top rack. So the top rack is where you're going to put all your cups. You can also put small plates up here. The way to tell is put one in and then see if you can still close it. If you can still close it, then you're okay. That one looks like it hits right there. See, it hit something there. So it actually does not fit in the top. This cup's got a lot of stuff left in the bottom. and dump that out. If you have tea and there's tea leaves left in the bottom, or a tea bag, or in this case it was ground up ginger from some ginger and honey, that can all be tossed in the recycling. But a little, I mean in the compost. But a little bit like this is okay. That will get disintegrated in the dishwasher. So I'm just looking inside these cups as I put them in to make sure they're okay. Bowls can sit, as long as they can sit in the rack slanted forward. This bowl could also go up here. If I had the bottom full and I had lots of space at the top, I could just turn it face down and put it up here. The one thing you don't want to do with a bowl is have it turned this way, because it will just catch water and the water will sit there. And that first round of water is soapy water, and it'll sit there, and then the machine will dry out, and then the rinse water will come, but this will still be full of soapy water, and that will never change. It will never get rinsed. So put this down here, facing down a little bit, and that's going to get nice and clean. Here's another small plate. I think we're almost done over here. So this pot has water in it and some tea leaves, so I'm going to dump that all out. This pot's pretty small. I'm going to put it right on the top. And again, it must be facing down so that the water will go in it, wash it, and fall back out. Same with this bowl. Must be facing down. Same with this plastic. Plastic, make sure it's dishwasher safe. It should say dishwasher safe on it. I already know that one does because I've checked it before. I'm gonna put this up here too. Yeah, my top is getting full. I'd like to put this small bowl up on the top. So here are some spoons that fell together. So I'm going to turn this one and turn this one all different directions. And that way, even though they're touching, they're going to all get clean. Sometimes you just don't have enough space for the amount of spoons you have, so you have to do that. And that is it for the dishwasher. All the dishes are in. So now, what I'm going to do is put soap in the soap containers. The soap containers have markings on them for what kind of load you're doing. This is a full load, but it's not a pots and pans load. There's nothing that needs extra wash time. So I'm just gonna go to that first mark there. I don't need to fill these all the way for this load. These are not hard dishes to wash. Now, to turn the dishwasher on. Let's look at the controls on my dishwasher. My dishwasher has a knob and 3 buttons. Some dishwashers have all buttons, but the extra buttons will have the same labels as the different positions on my knob. So it's basically the same idea. Some dishwashers, really fancy ones, have just a nice clean stainless steel front, and then they have their buttons up here hidden away. But they're the same buttons. You just have to open that one to set it and start it and then close it. This one you close first, then you set. Normal wash is what you will use the most. Pots and pans is for really sticky food on pots and pans, or if your dishes sat out overnight and the food got stuck onto them, you might also use pots and pans. Along with that, there's a high temp wash that heats the water up extra hot to melt any food. So those go together. If you only have a little bit of dishes, but you're going to leave them overnight, stick them in the dishwasher and use rinse only. That way, there won't be any stuck on food, and the next day when you finish loading the dishwasher, all the dishes can get cleaned on a normal wash. Or if you only have stuff in the upper rack, use upper rack. It uses less water and only washes the top rack. Light wash, if you have all cups that just had some juice and tea and stuff, nothing that needs to be scrubbed but with a lot of hot water, you can use light wash. I'm using normal wash because you saw there were some dishes in there that need a little more wash than the light wash. They don't need a heavy wash, but they do need a little more than the light wash. Heat dry. I never use heat dry. Heat dry dries the dishes very quickly. So if you are washing the lunch dishes and you need to use them for dinner, then you use heat dry, and it heats up the air inside the dishwasher after the wash and makes the water evaporate faster. Likewise, if you are washing your breakfast dishes and need them for lunch, you might use heat dry. I usually wash my dishes at night and they have the rest of the night to sit and the morning to sit and get dry, and I don't want to use up a lot of energy drying them fast because I don't need to. So I don't need heat dry or high temp wash. I'm not going to delay the start. That would make it start in 2 hours or 4 hours. I'm on normal wash. And now I just push start. And this light right here will wash up. It'll light up for me.